everyone, and welcome to our special Regal Live Series. Regal Live Series is a weekly live series that aims to enable coaches to build a prosperous coaching business by becoming the best coaches that they can be. Regal Unlimited is a leadership development company that has over a decade of excellence in disrupting leadership development through coaching and coach training. In this edition of Regal Life series, we have Shweta Chadha, who is currently on her journey of ICF ACC. She is a remarkable individual whose professional journey is as inspiring as the transformative work she does. She is an architect turned facilitator and now relationship and empowerment coach. Welcome, Shweta, to the 24th episode of the Regal Life series.
Wow, thank you so much, Vivek. How wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Same here. So, Shweta, how could you briefly share your journey from being a facilitator to transitioning into an empowerment and relationship coach?
Hmm. I don't know if I can do it briefly, but I'll give it a shot because it's been a good 9 years, and since I chose to become a facilitator, so I've been an empowerment facilitator for almost 8 years now, and recently, very recently, like in September last year, I found out about Regal and coaching, and I had no clue what coaching was. So, I joke with my mentors also. I walked into the classroom thinking I'm going to add something to my credentials, not knowing what it was going to be. And my God, what a journey it has been. It's been so amazing that, like I said, I don't think I can put into words what I have experienced in the last, from September to now has been what, October, November, December, 6 or 7 months, like 6.5 months. It's almost appears to be like another lifetime. So yeah, so that's how it's been. I have been an access consciousness facilitator from 2013 to last year, and now I'm training to be a coach. And I also attended the Coaching Unlimited with Regal. So yeah, that's how it's been.
Great, thanks, Shweta, for sharing. So, Shweta, how did your training for the ICF ACC certification, which you started in September,
Hmm.
contribute to your growth as a coach? And what impact did it have on your coaching philosophy?
That's a long question, Vivek. So let's take it one by one. How has my journey been as a coach? So, like I said, I didn't know what coaching was going to be like, and it has created. So I can't really say how it has changed my coaching philosophy, but I can tell you how it has changed my philosophy as a facilitator. That I was earlier. I was earlier facilitating multiple people workshops, webinars, online and in person. But coaching is, in fact, I thought it was going to be the same. But what I can say is that right now I'm coaching one on one because that's what I have been training with and as. And I would say it's added more depth to the way I can now coach. I'm not using the word facilitate, particularly because ICF uses the word coach, and the whole philosophy is very different than just facilitation. So, you know that we were in the same cohort. And, you know what I'm talking about when I say it's a totally different thing, although it adds more depth to what I had as an experience being a facilitator. So to say that it has not only changed me as a person, but it has added more value to what I can provide for other people who would come to me, maybe make their lives better, maximize their potentials, because that's what coaching is about, right?
So, as you mentioned, Shweta, that this training, ACC training, has added depth to your coaching, what I could hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also talked about coaching unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So can you tell us about your experience at the Coaching Unlimited event and how it played a role in identifying your niche,
Hmm.
moving to empowerment coach?
Right. So, I'll talk about Subhash, our mentor, and the director of Regal Unlimited. And once I was on the verge of finishing my ACC training, the second round of 3 days, he mentioned Coaching Unlimited, which was going to be a 3-day event, a residential event where there were going to be three master coaches and we were going to talk about business. Oh my God. And the business, because I'm very fond of creating business. So, business is one of the things that I really love to create. I like to look at how, yes, providing value and service to your clients is one thing, but how to create it and model it as a business. Plus, there was going to be deeper learning with the coaching competencies. So, and I was lucky enough to be traveling with Subhash both times. So we were on the same flight. So that interaction with him, I was very convinced that I want to go to Coaching Unlimited. And again, I would say that I was mind blown with what I thought it was going to be and what it turned out to be. Again, you were there, so you know. And every moment, like we started at 7 in the morning, which was in itself a like, oh my God, we started 7. And from there, even lunch times were so engrossing. There were these conversations. And then evenings, those exercises we did at on the beach, at the supposed dam, you remember. So there was a lot of learning in terms of deepening the competencies, becoming a better coach. But the most fun was the business part of it. Know. And again, I walked in with the question of whether I should have a niche. Like, why should someone have a niche? And that was my question. Like, why? Because you have so many people. Aren't you kind of narrowing down and limiting your clientele by making it niche specific? But you know how it showed up with all three of them, Subhash, PK, and John, each one with their own level of excellence in leadership coaching. Um, and what I received from it is right in front of you, where I'm now excited to announce that I'm a relationship and empowerment coach. So how it happens, I think people will have to come to Coaching Unlimited and find out for themselves. But even thinking of it now, of those, like even before we started this, we were discussing about the demo sessions that happened, the chemistry sessions that happen, and just thinking back about it is so exciting. So I'm like, yeah, and I'm very convinced now that having a niche is really important in the coaching business if you really want to create a business out of
Congratulations once again, Shweta, as I know that Coaching Unlimited helped you find out your niche
it. Mhm.
in promoting and taking your coaching business ahead. And your energy is super awesome, what I can see, super energetic. Yeah. So, can you
Thank
tell
you.
us how has narrowing down your focus to empowerment and relationship coaching
Mhm.
changed the way you approach coaching business?
Right. To be very honest, Vivek, it's been a little busy in the last month since I came back from Coaching Unlimited. But I am clearer with what I want to create my business as, because now I know who I'm targeting. Now I know who I want to be visible to. Now I know what I am passionate about talking, giving out, contributing, and even coaching with. Because empowerment has been something that I've been doing for the last 8, 9 years. That's what I was doing, though as a facilitator. But realizing that relationship is one thing, and relationship does not only concern, like my niche is definitely is coaching women in terms of empowerment for a certain age group and relationship coaching. So this can be relationship with yourself, relationship with a partner, relationship with a business. So this is actually what I have been doing earlier, but now after Coaching Unlimited, I'm clearer with what to do, how to move forward, knowing that this is my target audience, knowing that this is what I love to do. And it kind of creates this, how do I say? this forward movement. Like if there is expanded water, it is flowing smoothly and all over. But if you kind of narrow it down and you draw two walls around it, and this is the direction the water has to go to, the intensity increases, the flow increases, and you're clear with the direction you're choosing. You know? So I think it's kind of that vagueness has gone away. I know what I have to do. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm creating. So if you see that finding out your niche is kind of helps you focus on where you want to go, it becomes easier. And well, I'm kind of looking forward to creating that very, very soon.
Yeah, great analogy you have shared about that river narrowing down, increasing the speed.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much,
Thank
Shweta,
you.
for sharing. Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Vivek.
if I ask you, what advice would you give to coaches who are still exploring their niche or
Hmm.
considering a pivot in their coaching career?
Well, I'm no expert in niche creation, and one thing that has happened after coaching is I've stopped giving advice. So, it's more about what is it? I mean, I can ask questions for anyone looking at creating greater in the coaching business. Once we come out, I think we all know with the peer group that we have that once we've trained with Regal, we become good coaches, and from good to great, like Subhash says, is the question, like how much greater do you want to be? How much greater do you want to create with your business? And another beautiful thing that I heard in Coaching Unlimited was that if you knew that the money that you are creating, that you would be receiving when you're creating a coaching business, is going to change someone's life, is going to help them reach their full potential, is going to help them live a better life, then would you create a greater business? So if you're willing to create a greater business, then, well, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you would like to focus on? What is it that you have expertise and skill sets with that you can share with others via coaching, through coaching, that would create a greater world? So, my question to anyone who is looking at creating a greater business and would like to see a greater world is how much greater are you willing to be? And well, if niche creation creates that for you, are you willing to go for it?
Interesting perspective shared, Shweta. So it's
Yeah,
not only about the business, it's about the level of impact you want to create. And as I understand, niche helps you create that level of impact in
yeah.
the life of people. And that should be the reason to create your own business. So awesome perspective you have shared, which I could understand.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Shweta. So reflecting on your journey, what
Hmm.
has been the most significant learning experience for you since attending Coaching Unlimited?
Since attending Coaching Unlimited, are you talking about coaching as a whole or particularly Coaching Unlimited? Because there has been lots of learning and experience and growth with both of those things. So, which
So
one
as you
should I?
mentioned, yeah. So as you mentioned, Shweta, Coaching Unlimited helped you find out your niche. And then
Hmm.
you started moving toward your niche of empowerment and relationship coaching. And so, what significant learning you would like to share in this experience? Maybe
See, the significant learning
yeah.
from Coaching Unlimited has definitely been niche creation, because that was one area where I was really confused, where I wasn't sure whether you should have a niche or not. And the clarity that I got about niche creation and why it's important if you want to create a greater coaching business is what is the greatest receiving for me from Coaching Unlimited. If I look back at my ACC training, there has been so much of growth and expansion within me as a person, um, in terms of self-reflection, in terms of, even when you're aspiring to become a greater coach, and I'm not even saying better, I'm saying greater, because that Subhash has inspired me to look at, because greater and better are two very, very different things. Greater is like way beyond better. So when you're looking at being a greater coach, I feel there has to be a lot of work that needs to be done within yourself. And I'd heard Subhash and Subramani, who is our other mentor, say that in the ACC training, but I actually understood that in the 6 months, 4 months that, we had to do 100 hours of practice to get the Regal certification. Within that, you realize that you change as a person. You start to listen more. You start to pay attention to things more. You start to self reflect more. You start watching your words, your reactions. So you're not only evoking awareness in the coaching process for someone else, you're going through that whole process yourself. And again, like, I shared a post today on LinkedIn is about it's slow and it's gradual. So you really don't see the difference. But if you look at yourself 4 months or 6 months, and if you've been regular with your coaching practice, it's just you. I think there is this whole level of change where you look at yourself as a totally different being than what you were, when you started, from when you started. So I think it's just been so great and so deep. With humility, I'll say that I have become a different person. I wouldn't say better or worse or great, but different, very different. I hope that answers your question.
It answers the questions of a lot of viewers of this event, I'm sure, Shweta. Thanks for sharing once again. So it's been 6 months, 6.5 months, as you mentioned. You joined the ICF, it's the Regal ACC training, right? So, and you mentioned that you have changed as a person. Would
Hmm.
you like to share how your changing as a person has impacted the lives of people around you? Examples
Hmm.
or something around that.
Difficult one to talk about because your family is the one that still judges you for not being as great as you think you are. You would know that. It's like, um, yeah, but on a more serious note, I would say, um, I think it's been more like I used to be very reactive, in spite of so many things. There are situations in life, in your business, in your personal life, where there are certain people that you react a lot to, and those reactions kind of stop you from moving ahead, kind of go into all of those feelings of anger, frustration, rage, resentment, blah 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 blah. So I think those have lessened to a lot. And my kids are great learners, I would say, both of them, and they pick up very quickly whatever it is that I'm learning. So, yeah, Subhash says the family is the final frontier. So we don't start with the family. That's the final frontier. So, yes, but I've had clients who were working with me earlier when I was facilitating the way I was facilitating, and some of them came back to experience coaching, and it was just so different. There were some of them who looked at me and said, "Why don't you say something? You need to tell me how to do this. Why don't you?" I'm like, "There's no telling here." It's interesting. So for all the people who are watching, I do know what coaching is like and how much more it gifts to you. So in terms of my kids, certain people in my family, um, and some of my older clients, they have definitely received, now that I'm thinking about it, because nobody directly comes and says to you, "You've changed, you're better." you know, Nobody says that. But yes, now that you ask me this question and I'm reflecting on it, I see the transformation. I see how I'm also reacting lesser. There's better communication. So sometimes my daughter tells me, "I've called you for you to listen. So listen." So maybe I'm a better listener now, less of a reactor. What was the biggest takeaway for you, Vivek? Anirudh is asking because we were both together, and I could take a turn at asking you this question, being the host for a moment. What was your biggest takeaway from Coaching Unlimited and the ACC training?
Okay, so we have changed seats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can share. So thanks, Shweta, for being so energetic and sharing your experience so clearly with our viewers. I would share that for me, Coaching Unlimited, getting getting the training from the master coaches, three world-class master coaches sitting in front, talking about the coaching competencies, talking about how you build business from coaching, clearly mentioning that like what you also mentioned, it's about the impact which you bring to the society, and if the value of the impact which pushes you to create a business out of it, right?
Mhm.
For me, that was the experience which I had in the Coaching Unlimited. Attending that session, those sessions with 12 coaches, I mentioned in my previous live series where
Mhm.
Anirudh was the host and he asked me about it. That when I went to attend the ACC training, we all had come to become coaches. When we
Mhm.
were in Coaching Unlimited, we were already coaches, and learning from the peer coaches was the best learning, I would say. So that has been my experience from Coaching Unlimited.
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, and I love the outings that we did in the evenings, and the exercises on those outings were like out of the world, with nature and questioning and master coaches, so much learning and with so much fun. And we didn't have any fun at all, did
We had a lot of reflections in the outings.
Oh yeah, no fun at all. Lot of fun. The pictures would say it all. So yeah, it's fun learning, I would say, because serious learning is not for me. If you tell me it's going to be classroom kind of learning, rote learning, and you'll have to make notes, and I would just say thank you very much. you know. So I think it was really amazing how easily these master coaches are like amazing at how they kind of just drill things in you with fun. So it was great. It
Absolutely.
was amazing. And I don't think anyone should miss out on Coaching Unlimited. It's like, oh, it's an amazing experience, and I love all three of our mentor coaches. Like, so grateful to them. They're amazing. The humility, the knowledge, and the way they give you so much is. I mean, why would you miss it? Why wouldn't you just take it all? So thank you. I think we've run out of time. Thank
Yeah,
you
we
so
would
much.
love to hear you more, Shweta, but I think we have run out of time. Time has
Yeah.
flown by. Yeah.
And
So to all our viewers, uh, she was Chadha explaining, sharing her experience in the entire coach training and her experience in the Coaching Unlimited, and how Coaching Unlimited helped her find her own niche, and how she is able to set up and establish and flourish her business around the niche which she has taken up as empowerment and relationship coaching. All the best to you, Shweta, for your
thank
coaching
you.
journey ahead. Thank
Thank
you
you
to
so
all
much.
the viewers. Thank you once again.